Hello and welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week we try to talk to people from across the country about things you could do in your neighborhood. And on this week's show, we got this.
Oh, hi, Dan. Thanks for having me on the show.
I'm glad to have you here.
You know, the architect was Charles Schultz, and it was a brilliant piece of art.
All of that and more right here on New Mexico Rising. Back to school time is almost here. New shoes, new books, and maybe new gear. But let's be real, it's more than a list. It's keeping the chaos from getting missed. So I call in the queen to turning uck to yay. It's Meaghan B. Murphy, who's here to save the day. Welcome, Meghan. How are you, my friend?
I mean, you just, that was awesome.
There you go.
You are awesome. I am so excited to be here because I partnered with some really awesome brands to make sure everyone has an A+ school year, and I am just floored by your rhymes.
Good, thank you. I was trying to be a hip hop artist with my rhyming couplets there.
It's amazing.
The worst hip hop artist in morning television, that's me. All right, a lot of parents are juggling school checklist and what their kids are seeing online. How can families use this time to mix back to school prep with conversations about like real world topics?
This is cool. So I have two boys, 12 and 13. They're gamers. They love their PlayStation 5. They love their PlayStation VR 2. And now there's something new called Climate Station. So it's a free educational app that teaches kids about the impact of climate change. They took decades of scientific data from the experts at NASA, and they made this immersive, interactive story. Kids are essentially playing with Earth. They're learning about climate change in this gamified, fun way. It's the kind of thing they're not going to get from a textbook. They're not going to get in a stodgy lecture, but they're getting on their PS5. As a parent, I just thought this was such a winning idea.
So it's like a game where you can mess with Earth and make it like over hot.
You can
or
like
cold. Yeah.
zoom in on the reefs and weather patterns. You can see the melting icebergs. I mean, it really gamifies learning about climate change, which to me is so important for younger generations, especially.
All right, that's cool. All right. And you know, one thing that always happens is that shoes tend to take a beating during the school year. What should parents be keeping in mind when they're like picking the right pair for their kids and keep them fresh throughout the year?
Well, new sneakers is like the most fun part of back to school. I think it's the only thing my kids look forward to. Converse, iconic, classic, really cool styles for back to school. So first they've got the Chuck Taylor All-Star Double Stack. I love this. It's got a 2-inch platform. You can get them high top, low top. They make me 5'6". I feel so tall in them. I love them. There's also the Converse Classic Trainer, which is that 70s soccer-inspired style that got that gummy bottom, the suede, different colors, men and women sizing, and then Converse by You. So this is a chance to customize your Converse. You can do it on Converse.com. My teenage daughter, I'm always telling her, express yourself with your style. This is a really fun way to do that.
Heck yeah, a pair of shoes like that would make me at least 5 feet. There you go.
I'm like so tall in my Chucks, man. I love them. 2 inches.
Right.
That's some good height.
That's awesome. All right, what tech tools or resources are out there for like making learning at home both fun and educational, of course?
Cool. So this like made my head explode. This is genius. So 5-Star, it's always been our favorite notebooks, our favorite planners and school supplies. And now 5-Star has something called the Study app. It's a free companion app for certain 5-Star notebooks and planners that lets you scan handwritten notes and turn them into digital flashcards or organize your notes so you can digitize handwritten notes. I think this is so important because I'm always saying to my kids, like, you learn by putting pencil to paper, not typing in a computer, by putting pencil to paper. It activates different regions in your brain that help with memory and retention. So I just thought this Study app from 5-Star was brilliant. And then Prodigy. So my kids used Prodigy in the classroom since first grade. It was voted kids' favorite educational game by Kids Say Trend Reports. Free to teachers, free to students in the classroom. You can also use it at home. It's immersive game-based learning. They learn about math. They learn about English up until 8th grade. And the reward system is really, really motivating. Anytime you gamify learning, you're winning. And Prodigy is a winning app.
You just unlocked a memory
My kids were so excited that I was going to tell everybody about Prodigy. They love it.
Yeah, there you go. Many parents worry about that screen time, though. What are some like non-digital ways that people could keep learning even after school?
So Melissa and Doug love this toy company. It is battery-free, device-free. They have beautiful toys like this wooden vending machine, which really engages kids' imagination and teaches them through play. So with this vending machine, you're putting in the coin and you're getting out a treat. You're learning about cause and effect. You're learning about numbers, colors, sorting. You know, Melissa and Doug makes just beautiful toys that encourage kids to use their imagination and learn by doing.
That's awesome. I love it. All right. I'm running out of time, but because I would chat with you all day. If viewers want to try out some of these ideas, where can they go for more information?
So you can follow me on social at Meaghan B. Murphy, Meaghan B. Murphy, or go to my website, meaghanbmurphy.com.
Meaghan B. Murphy, one of my favorites to hang out with every morning. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. Yay.
Does cleaning count as love? A new survey says yes. Dr. Jess Carbino joins us with some easy tips on how sharing chores can help couples feel closer and what messy habits give people the ick. Welcome, Dr. Jess.
Welcome, Abby. Thanks so much for having me.
Why is doing a chore without being asked such a turn on?
Doing chores without being asked is such a turn on because many people don't often associate cleaning and romantic partnership. But in reality, cleaning can really bring joy to people, which is what Seventh Generation found in their recent survey. As many of us know, Seventh Generation is a bio-based cleaning product company. And we found in our most recent survey of 1,000 Americans that 85% of them said that cleaning can be an act of love.
And how does shared chores help a relationship?
Well, shared chores help a relationship through really building trust and fostering a real strong bond between couples. It's a very selfless act to clean. And in fact, 75% of individuals said that they would rather share chores with their partner than receive a gift from their partner.
And how is a clean home a sign of respect?
A clean home is a sign of respect because so much of our personal harmony is really tied and linked to our ability to control our environment and having it be a clean environment. So what often would be seen like the individual sense of harmony can really be translated to this collective sense of harmony as a household and a couple. And in fact, 8 in 10 individuals said that when their partner cleaned for them and was contributing to the household cleanliness, that it served as a signal of respect.
And what are the biggest cleaning icks people mention?
Well, the icks are so universal in cleaning, but I think if you get down to it, the top icks would really be in the area of, messy laundry and dirty dishes, which can really pile up for people. And in fact, messiness can really add and be a significant source of friction in a relationship. In fact, 1 in 3 individuals said that they actually ended a romantic partnership as a result of their partner's messiness.
And where can our viewers go to learn more?
To learn more, please go to seventhgeneration.com.
Dr. Jess, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Back to school always sneaks up fast, and a lot of families are still rushing for those last few supplies, outfits, or even quick lunchbox fixes. Luckily, lifestyle expert and mom Anna DeSouza has smart tips to save time and money while keeping the kids and parents happy. Welcome to the show, Anna. How are you?
I'm great. Excited to be here with you today.
Okay, so a lot of parents are scrambling right now, but what's your best advice for tackling those last-minute school shopping runs without all the stress?
Right. Well, I have 3 little ones, so I get it. It is crunch time right now. The best way to keep stress down is to focus on the essentials and get them all in one place. Now, what I like to do, I like to make a short list of supplies, food, clothing. Then I love heading to a place like Target where you can check it all off in a single trip. They have thousands of budget-friendly finds. They make last-minute shopping super easy with same-day pickup and drive-up when every single second is critical. And with Target Circle 360, you can add items to your virtual cart and have it delivered right to your door.
And budgets are tight for many families. What are some affordable essentials that still might be worth grabbing right before school starts?
Oh, absolutely. Well, this is where Target's 20 for $20 list really saves the day. Parents can grab all of those teacher must-haves in one go, like the Up and Up wood pencils for 39 cents, washable glue for 25 cents, kids scissors, the Mondo Llama colored pencils and crayons for art projects, pens, and of course a pencil box to keep everything in one place, hopefully. You want to add in the deal-worthy sturdy composition books and folders, which are as low as 15 cents. So students are going to be covered for assignments right from day one. We're all budget conscious, as you mentioned, and Target's held its 2024 prices on select back-to-school items, so you can rest assured you're getting a really great price this back-to-school season.
And lunches, they could be feeling like the hardest part of the day.
Yes.
How can parents pack something that's quick, something that kids will want to eat, and maybe even nutritious?
Of course, mornings are a race against the clock. Some mornings are comical at my house. Parents really need those grab-and-go lunchbox options. Now, my entire family loves Target's Good and Gather brand. It's made with trusted ingredients, no synthetic colors, no high fructose corn syrup, and it comes in flavors my kids absolutely love. They have organic applesauce pouches with hidden veggies, which feels like a great mom win, fruit strips in fun flavors like pomegranate and mango, fresh mandarins, which are perfect for that afternoon snack. Listen, I'm all about those budget-friendly options that are going to make my kids smile and, most importantly, aren't going to boomerang back home to me at the end of the school day.
What are some easy ways to put together a great look for these kids without overspending?
Listen, first day outfits are a big deal for kids, right? And it's important that they walk into that classroom feeling confident. Personalization is huge, and I love this $5 deal-worthy backpack you can make entirely your own with patches starting at just $2. For clothes, pieces that mix and match easily are key as well. I love this Cat and Jack basic short sleeve tee paired with straight fit uniform pants, or this art class fleece skirt topped with an oversized fleece hoodie. These are all cool and definitely classroom ready too.
And what about for the students that are heading to college? Any tips for dorm life or must-haves to kind of help them out a bit?
Absolutely. Moving into a dorm or that first apartment is such an exciting time. But for parents, it can feel really overwhelming with the sheer amount of things that you actually need, right? And that's where Target's Room Essentials brand really makes a grade. They have all of the practical must-haves like this organizer task lamp for late night cramming, shower caddies, bath towels, and space savers like this collapsible dorm storage ottoman, which is really great. It's design savvy, multifunctional, and really great for, smaller spaces.
Right. Where can families go for more information?
Easy. You can head on over to your nearest Target store, visit Target.com, or download their app to find really great ways to save. You can also check out Target Circle for additional deals. Now, happy back to school season for all of the parents who are celebrating.
Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Going on a trip is exciting, but losing cell service can be stressful. Luckily, there's a new way to stay connected, even in remote places. Travel expert Kinga Phillips is joining us live to share what's new. Welcome, Kinga.
Thank you so much for having me.
First, can you tell us about where you are today?
I am in beautiful Dorsey's Knob Park here in West Virginia. Not only is it gorgeous, but it is also quite remote, which makes it the perfect location to introduce T-Mobile's new service, T-Satellite, which helps everyone to stay connected here in the U.S., even in the most remote locations.
We all know what it's like to lose service. How is this problem being fixed?
Well, you are so right. And in fact, there are over 500,000 square miles of area in the United States where no matter how awesome your cell provider is, they are still dead zones. And these are national parks, they're rural areas, farmland, they're even along freeways. And what makes T-Satellite so spectacular is that if you can see the sky, you are connected, which obviously is excellent for travelers and adventurers and explorers, hikers, backpackers, but also the people who live and work in these areas. Not to mention that most of us who live in the US probably live in an area where there are some extreme weather events or natural disasters we have to contend with. So it's a real game changer for safety as well.
And what exactly is T-Satellite and how does it work?
Well, the technology is really cool. So T-Satellite has partnered with Starlink, and they utilize over 650 of their satellites that are constantly rapidly circling the planet. And they essentially work like cell towers out in space so that you can be connected anywhere in the US. And what's great about this service is that it works on just about every smartphone that's been built in the last 4 years. It is automatic on the best T-Mobile plans, but even if you have another plan, or maybe even another provider like Verizon or AT&T, you can purchase this service for $10 a month.
And why do travelers still need a signal even when they want to unplug?
I love to unplug. I love to be off grid. I live and I work and I play off grid as much as possible. But I have also worked with search and rescue teams, helping to locate people in the wilderness. I have come across people who have needed assistance. So as much as it's lovely to be off grid, there is value and safety in being connected when you need it.
And what does this mean for people who live in rural areas?
Well, great question. And T-Mobile has really been leading the way in connectivity in rural areas. But now T-Satellite actually just adds another layer of security to that. And what the service offers is SMS texting, texting to 911, and location services on both Android and Apple phones. They are working on increasing data, so soon you'll be able to send voice messages and photos. They are partnering with apps like AccuWeather, All Trails, and more. So it really, there is so much happening right now. And then on top of that, because T-Mobile believes that absolutely everyone should have peace of mind, the texting to 911 is going to be free for everyone with a compatible phone, no matter who your provider is, no matter if you're subscribed or not.
And where can people go for more information?
They can visit tmobile.com, and all the information I just talked about and more is there.
Kinga, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Some people live with a disease that makes simple things like food or weather changes very hard. It's called indolent systemic mastocytosis. Jackie is here to share her story, and Dr. Dareen Siri is here to explain more about this rare condition and a new treatment that's helping. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you. It's our pleasure.
Jackie, can you tell us about your story in living with ISM?
I started having symptoms of systemic mastocytosis back in the 1990s, and I didn't know what they were. And I would have rashes, itchy rashes on my back and on my chest. My arms would itch. I would have stomach issues. I'd have GI issues. I'd have migraine headaches. I would have blood blisters in my mouth, a whole myriad of symptoms. And at the time I was working as a nurse, and I just brushed it aside because I thought it was from the stress of the job. But as time went on, the symptoms did not get better, they got worse. So I started getting medical care, and I went to numerous doctors, and it wasn't until 2014 that I was diagnosed with ISM through a bone marrow biopsy and also a blood test. And I can't tell you how relieved I was to finally have a name to what was wrong with me.
And can you tell us about the treatment and how it helped?
Avocet, I started 2 years ago when it was okayed by the FDA, and I talked with my doctor about it before I started it. He told me that there would be some side effects, and there were, but they went away fairly quickly. And the rest of my symptoms are much, much better now, and some of them are even gone. Now, this is my experience with Avocet, but everyone's experience is different.
And Dr. Siri, can you explain what ISM is in simple terms?
Yes, absolutely. It actually is pretty simple. It's actually about the mast cell, which is an immune cell, a white cell in our body. We normally make these, MAST, mast cell. And in the process of time, what happens is that now the mast cell is just producing. There's a whole bunch of them being made. And the body has a mutation, a genetic mutation, in which that programming to tell the cell to just make normal amounts now is interrupted. And so it's making too many. So the cells have to go somewhere. So then they start to invade things like the skin, the gut, the nervous system. And so those are what's responsible for the symptoms, just like Jackie is getting. And every patient may be different. Some patients will have brain fog. Some patients have flushing, or they have anaphylaxis. Some patients have what they think are new food allergies and they can't tolerate foods, or they're sensitive to smells and fragrances now, like you discussed. And so it can be different for every patient, but certainly it can be debilitating. And many of the patients, it creeps up on them, which is why we call it indolent. It is the most common form of systemic mastocytosis. And again, the foundation is that it's a gene mutation in the mast cell production.
And where can people go to get more information?
They can go to general websites. They can certainly look at support groups. I like to go to avocet.com, which is the medication that she's on. It has general information about systemic mastocytosis as well as the medication. That's AYVAKIT.com, Avocet. So really helpful to talk about that precise medicine that can be a useful treatment in indolent systemic mastocytosis.
Jackie and Dr. Siri, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you.
It's our pleasure. Thank you so much.
I've been a fan of our next guest for many, 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 many years. And it's not just the music. I love the clever way he tells stories through his songs. Now, He's kind of bringing that sharp writing to the Peanuts gang in Snoopy Presents a Summer Musical, the first Peanuts musical in over 30 years. He's the Emmy-nominated composer and producer behind the special, and he joins us today. Let's welcome Mr. Ben Folds. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Thank you. Good to be here.
All right, so this is the first Peanuts musical in 35 years. What excited you most about being part of such a milestone project?
Well, I mean, I love being able to write inside a character. I love that it doesn't have to be me. And because that's what I normally do. But I really see enough of myself in Charlie Brown, and that's the voice that I was writing for in this. I wrote the 3 Charlie Brown songs essentially. And yeah, I mean, what's exciting to me is just to have a world and an inspiration that's thoughtful to sit inside, and you know, the Peanuts is a thoughtful and I won't say slow, but it's not, you know, it's not such an incredibly caffeinated world, you know.
And the story, it captures the magic of summer camp and you know, friendships that come with it. How did you approach writing songs that fit into that world?
Well, they're very grown-up thoughts. You know, the first song, I pick up writing the songs from the 3rd song out, and that finds Charlie Brown in quite a hole. He's bummed because camp is going to be no more. They're going to mow it down so they can put some malls up, and he's coming to grips with that. So, I mean, anything that is, you know, rather disappointing or sentimental, he's reflecting on all that was before. How much time had been spent by so many generations before. He's mature enough to get and really understand it. And he's also mature enough to think about how he will see things when he's 50, 60 years old. So that's what I put in the song. I just allowed him to be everywhere from 10 to 60 years old inside the song. I mean, that's some freedom, you know.
Well, he is the first kid that does have a pretty solid midlife crisis constantly, so I do like that.
That's exactly him. Yeah.
And you've had such a wide career from performing and touring and producing. How different was it creating music for these like iconic characters?
You know, I grew up with it, so it's like creating for me. You know, like it's creating for me without having to be completely my story. And you know, I've made a lot of albums, and they're generally about me.
Yeah.
So it's great. You know, it's like using the chops that you get by writing a lot of songs, but also I was able to be inspired by it because I was inspired by the story. And I know that kids think about things very deeply because I know that I did, and you know that you did. You know, and when we give them something to think about, you know, it don't write down to them, and that was a great, you know, that's a great part of it. You don't always remember not to write down to people if you're writing, you know, like kind of more broader pop sense. I don't know if it's quite as clear that your audience is always as intelligent, but with kids, my assumption is they understand everything.
I kind of feel that too. How much pressure is there for writing for such a major project and iconic character? Is there a lot of pressure there?
I didn't find it pressuresome, really. I found it easier because everything is excellent. The story is excellent. The animation is gorgeous. It's a world that we all know. There's no question about where you are. So I would find it pressuresome if I had to orient myself into a world that I didn't understand. And I might have to go back to the writers and say, what the hell does this mean? But that wasn't the case with this. This was like everyone was on the same page, and the page was initially, you know, the architect was Charles Schultz, and it was a brilliant piece of art that keeps making itself again, you know. So
I think you're the perfect pick for this story. So thank you very much for being part of that. You can catch Snoopy Presents a Summer Musical streaming now on Apple TV Plus. Gather the family, grab some popcorn, and sing along with Snoopy and the gang. Ben Folds, thanks for joining me this morning.
thank you.
If you got little ones at home, chances are you already know this bright and orange glasses and the blue tie. You know, it's Blippi. He's been sparking curiosity for kids everywhere, and now he's hitting the road for the very first time with his brand new YouTube series, Blippi, the ultimate road trip. He's bringing friends, music, and plenty of fun along the way. So joining us now, it's the honor to have Mr. Blippi here. Hi, Blippi.
Hi, Dan. Thanks for having me on the show.
I'm glad to have you here. All right. This is your first time taking a big road trip in a series. What inspired you to go cross-country for this brand new adventure?
Oh, well, I think it's really exciting for kids to see me in their hometown, so then they can go visit the places that I have been. And this is the first time I've also taken a cross-country road trip where I started in New York City and I hurried all the way to Los Angeles to meet my best friend Meaghan to play some fun games in the Be Like Blippi games. And along the way, I visited Nashville, Philadelphia, New York City, Los Angeles, and met a lot of new friends.
And you've had some pretty cool celebrity friends join you. Kane Brown, Jordan Fisher, Christina Tosi. What was it like teaming up with some of them for some of these fun challenges?
Whoa, it was so fun. And let me tell you, Kane Brown's family is so good at Floor is Lava. I was so impressed. Yeah, and Jordan Fisher, he taught me some cool dance moves that I have never tried before. Oh, and Christina Tosi and we baked some of the best cookies ever. Well, actually, Dan, I don't know if you've ever heard of a compost cookie. Instead of a regular cookie with chocolate chips, a compost cookie is all kinds of things like salty fish crackers and pretzels and potato chips. I think there might have been like a spicy ingredient too, but I don't remember.
Was it good though? Was it good? Did you eat it?
Oh, yeah, it was so good because it still had a lot of sugar in it, but it was like salty and sweet, and it was a flavor explosion. It was fun.
So the whole campaign is about curiosity and learning. What does it mean to be like Blippi, and how can kids and families bring that into their everyday lives?
Well, there are lots of ways you can be like me. I think being curious is the biggest, and to be curious is to try something new and to explore and make an adventure. And different ways you can do that is you can move like me by having a fun dance party. You can play like me by maybe playing a new game with your friends or your family. You can dress like me by maybe wearing your favorite colors, because I like to wear mine. And you can explore like me by going somewhere new with your family. You can also learn just like me by asking a lot of questions.
Families could even get the chance to meet you in person and be like during Be Like Blippi Week. What can kids expect at some of those events?
Well, Be Like Blippi Week is all about celebrating curiosity. And so we're going to have events all month long throughout the country. And these events will have fun discovery areas where you can learn like me, explore like me, dress up like me, wearing these cool glasses. Yeah, and there might also be some singing and some dancing and some fun games. And I will be at a few of these events. I will be in New York City on the 23rd at the Paley Museum. I will be at Adventure Science Center in Nashville on August 27th. And on August 29th, I'll be in Los Angeles at Discovery Cube LA. And it'll be a lot of fun. I might even sing about a certain yellow construction vehicle.
You can catch all new episodes of Blippi, the Ultimate Road Trip, streaming now on YouTube. And don't miss your chance to join in on Be Like Blippi Week events happening all around the country. Just go to youtube.com/Blippi for more information. Blippi, thanks for joining me this morning, my friend.
Oh, thanks so much, Dan. Thanks, everyone.
And that's it for New Mexico Rising. I want to thank you for tuning in and checking out the show. If you actually want to be on the show, just email me. That's newmexicorising@gmail.com. Go to our website, newmexicorising.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or follow us on our YouTube channel. That's @NM Rising. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all that other good stuff. And until next week, that was New Mexico Rising.